Hello, everybody. Wow, I'm ready to do this. All systems go. Okay, let's do this thing. Well, I'm not used to usually doing these reviews in the afternoon. Then I am in a way, but that's usually after last night's show. But NXT Takeover. I should say NXT UK Takeover. Let me correct myself right there. NXT UK Takeover. This is the first one. I'm gonna pretty much put it out right here. Do I watch NXT Takeover? I'm sorry, NXT UK in general. Not really, to be honest. I do, but I swear there's so many wrestling shows in the week, I can't even keep up with all of them. Okay, and I did see the first episode, and I've seen some episodes here and there. I usually know where most of these guys kind of came from, really. At first I said, did we really need another NXT UK, just another NXT in general? But, as everyone knows, the WWE, we already know they've had the show first, so that's already been confirmed. We have titles for this, because I've said it before about the United Kingdom Championship. It's about damn time they do something with that title. Yes, Pete Dunne, he has had it over for 601 days, but the only times you really see him defend that title was kind of mostly on NXT itself, or he would be on NXT takeovers, and I believe he was doing stuff like Progress defending the title also. And don't get me wrong, he's faced many people from Tyler Bate, Adam Cole, Ricochet, pretty much all of Undisputed Era, Wolfgang, people right now. We've seen him on Raw, we've seen him on 205, but I've said it before, it is about time they have done something with the United Kingdom Championship in general. So I'm glad they did something with that. Damn light. But it's about time they've done something with that championship. And they've been at the show. As everyone knows, the WWE did open a United Kingdom Performance Center on Friday. So we have another pretty much another performance center. We have one in Florida, and now we have one in the UK now. According to Triple H, it's going to be a NXT, probably another performance center in India. To be honest, do we need this many NXTs? I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying, going because we know NXT is all great and everything, but how many shows do we need, okay? Because I swear it's like enough WWE programming in the week, and to be honest myself, I watch enough wrestling programming in general for the weekend. It's been a very busy and very news eventful weekend wrestling, because if you have to go from Raw and SmackDown, or if you watch 205, if you watch regular NXT, and it's NXT UK, if you want to count other wrestling shows, and I'm good to count some I've watched too. I've went from Wrestle Kingdom this week to Impact to hell, All Elite Wrestling, the whole news thing on that, and counting what's coming up and details on it right now. It's a lot. Ring of Honor, if you watch that too. So it's been a very eventful weekend wrestling. But like I said, do I watch the UK show? I've watched some of it. I have not watched all of it, but the fact that they are doing a takeover now in Blackpool, pretty much where they had it 2 years ago when they did the first United Kingdom tournament in the same arena and everything, the Empress Ballroom. Very big crowd. It started around here about 1 o'clock in my time, Chicago. I think it was like 7 o'clock over there in the United Kingdom. And this show was 2.5 hours, so I watched it from like 1 to about 3:45, 3:30, I think the show ended. But number one, fucking great show. Let's get it kicked off. Number one, in my opinion, I may count this as one of the matches of the night. I know some people are going to count this match of the year right now, but the Vacant will become the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate, and Trent Severin versus James Drake and Zach Gibson. On commentary, we had Nigel McGuinness and Vic Joseph. If you know them, they've either been on NXT or 205. Fucking great match. Dude, it's so many spots out here I just can't even name. And don't get me started on the UK crowd. Listen, the UK crowd, I cannot keep up with all the chants. I'm sure there'll be some completion video of it, but dude, when they're just singing all these songs and chants, I can't even tell you all of them. That's what I love about the UK crowds. They are always vocal, all right? They're always loud. I know some people say they hijack the show. It's like the regular NXT crowd in general, but the UK does this all the time. So I can't even name all the chants right now. You just have to go back and say he's got a face on his arm. So Tyler Bate, the songs they sing. The UK crowds are just fun to listen to, especially in that atmosphere. But there's a lot of crazy spots in this match. Number one was, I believe Trent Severn was bleeding. I think Drake, and you want to talk about British strong style, Drake hit him in the back of the head with like a discus and forearm, and it was just like blood coming from his head then. Fucking Tyler, listen, all these guys were over, especially Mustache Mountain, but Tyler Bate doing a fucking airplane spin on both guys where where the hand starts saying he's a strong boy, which was pretty insane. I think he had like a sort of suplex on Drake on an apron, which was pretty crazy. Even going into Gibson, like throwing him into Gibson on the outside of the ring. So that's what made it crazy there. Oh shit! What else? No, one thing I loved was when Gibson and Drake. I think what was it? Gibson, he did like a brain buster, and then Drake did a fucking 450. Boom, still a kick out. Really, I thought it was gonna be over after that. Even Gibson come back with the Shankly Gates, the submission hold right there, which you kind of had. They both had on Drake and not Drake, but Severn and Bate. And I swear to God, it was almost reminded me of NXT Takeover. I think it was Canada. I don't know. One of the ones before Survivor Series, and almost I swear to God, like, you know, if they were gonna tap out, it was probably gonna try to grab on each other like the Revival did. If you remember that match against DIY, for some reason I got a vibe from that for some reason. But they were able to break out of it, and Severn hit like a fireman's carry. I mean, not fireman's carry, but a Death Valley driver onto Gibson to break up the damn submission hold, which was pretty crazy. Crowd goes nuts. They're chanting NXT. It's like it gets even crazier when this was insane. Okay, Bate, he was on the apron, and Severn clothesline. Not Severn. I mean, he actually clotheslined him, and I believe what is it? I think James Drake grabbed him, and he's sitting on his shoulders. Not Severn, but fucking Gibson, and it's just like it's pretty much a doomsday device in midair. Okay, he goes like off for a suit, like just jumps out almost like a suicide dive, but just like hits the doomsday device on him. Severn tries to go for a suicide dive, he gets knocked down, and then they pretty much hit their finisher. I don't remember the name of it. Sometimes it was like a lung blower combo move, but if I knew their finishing move, I'd tell you. And they became the first ever tag team champions. I know people wanted Mustache Mountain to them, but I guess they want to still give them the chase. Let's remember, these guys were regular NXT tag team champions not that long ago, months ago and stuff. But it was a hot start, just a great tag team match. You don't really see nothing like this on the main roster. You see this on the other NXT show, but just a very insane match out there. Both teams were like super over, especially Mustache Mountain. It was a fun match. It went on for this is 5 matches we have here tonight, folks, and this went 2.5 hours, like 23 minutes out there, going nuts. Just crazy. And I don't, like I said, I don't watch the UK show that much like that, but it's a takeover, and it's going to be insane. Okay, it's going to be insane right there. All right, but like I said, I've seen enough to kind of know what's kind of going on in some of these feuds of the show, so it's crazy out there. We then went to, it was supposed to be Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. I don't know, I don't know if Devlin was hurt or anything. I don't really know not Devlin, but Travis Banks was, really hurt or anything, but I think they showed a clip earlier in the day of Devlin beating up Banks. And when the match happened, fucking Banks jumps in out of there on him outside of the ring. But Devlin starts throwing him. He starts throwing him, around to the steel steps and everything. And he said they call it the Island Ace, the Ireland Ace. And he says he's Ireland's greatest wrestler. But Johnny Saint came out and what is the other guy's name? Sid Scala. I'm sorry, Sid Scala. He came out there And he says, you think it was going to be that easy, didn't you? Huh? But they had a mystery opponent. Finn Balor comes out, mega pop. This match was good, and dude, they both look exactly the same. Because I know they called Devlin like a wannabe Finn Balor at one point. I remember the first UK tournament. Because what people don't know is that Finn Balor trained Jordan Devlin to wrestle to begin with, so it was like a teacher versus student type of thing going on, like the master versus the student. And let me say this about Finn Balor. Finn Balor is more over than he has ever been in the past couple years. On the main roster, he may be over, but it's like, why don't you get this Finn Balor on fucking Raw, okay? This is the Finn Balor people want to see. This guy is more over on this show than he's been on, WWE main roster for the past 2-3 years now. Other than his first night in WWE and everything, maybe when he came back, but the way they book him there and the way he is here, he's almost like, people like to say, he's almost like a god around here. And it's NXT, so come on, Triple H is going to do right for Finn Balor. Anybody kind of knows that. And this was great. This was really great. It was insane out there. I know some people thought this was going to be a squash match, but I kind of like, come on, like, we're really going to have some squash match on Devlin. This was just back and forth. Balor coming back with sling blades. Devlin just kind of even dodging the finisher, going at him. One thing I liked was when he had him into the ground and pulled his arm up and clotheslined him again, hit him like I think it was like a spinning chop, a forearm on him. Then he hit a Uranagi, and then pretty much had a standing moonsault, which was cool too. Balor coming back, kicking him from the apron in. Getting him back in the ring, but Devlin had got him. He got him to the ground. He was going to go for the moonsault. Balor puts his knees up. And then, Balor hits like that 16-19. That looks like a brain buster. Drop kicks, though. Shotgun drop kick to the corner. Goes up. Coup de grace for the win. Finn Balor picking up the win right here. Great. It was a very fun match to see. Like I said, you kind of knew Finn Balor I don't think Finn Balor was even going to be in a match in that, because I know he was there for the opening of the UK Performance Center. I just didn't expect him to be in a match, but by God, Finn Balor is more over here and more great in the damn UK show for NXT than he has ever been that great on the fucking main roster, okay? I know there's been rumors saying Finn Balor's supposed to be getting a big push on Monday Night Raw. Listen, I'll see that when I believe that, okay? Seeing is believing. I can go off rumors on the internet and stuff, but until I see it, then I'll believe it. But just right here, Finn Balor was almost like the man again right here, okay? He was almost like the man again, all right? Next thing you know, pretty much right after that, Dave Mastiff versus Eddie Dennis. I don't really kind of know what's going on here, so hold on a second. Sorry about that phone call, but as I was saying, I don't really know what's going on with these guys. I saw on Twitter today that a lot of people compare Dave Mastiff to like he could be another partner for War Machine or Heavy Machinery. I'm sorry, War Raiders, let me say that. He looks like he's like a teammate for them. It was a no DQ match, which was still a good match, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't really know what was going on, because I'm like, this big guy is going to kill this Eddie Dennis dude. And, Dennis starts going over with a kendo stick and everything. I think Massey powerbombed him after that. There were ring steps that were placed in the ring. and I think Mesty like was charging into him, but Eddie Dennis them like he caught him. I thought it was gonna be a fallaway slam, but like switched him into like a Uranagi onto the steps. Gotta give him, man, like the guy had some great strength out there to pick up a man like Mesty size, and it was like big. Like he was a big dude, but he was taking him down. He had got a chair in, but Mesty took him. You know, he dodged the chair shot. Hit him with like a rolling senton onto the outside of the ring, and pretty much just senton after that. One thing I thought that was cool. I don't really know what Dennis's finisher was, but it was like almost like a razor's edge or like a crucifix thing. Like, cause Mastiff's on the ropes and he picks him up like this. And you gotta give, like I said before, his strength is unbelievable to pick up a man that size. Picks him up and like, you know, just hits him like with the fucking crucifix power bomb and just like, you know, slams him to the ground then after that, which was pretty cool itself also. So I don't think a lot of people expected that to go down. Pretty much after he did the power bomb, then let's say he did the power, like the whole crucifix power bomb thing. He put him, I think, threw him back on the outside and did it again. Steve tried to do a moonsault, which that was kind of insane, but Eddie Dennis was able to dodge it. Starts working him over after that, then, and Dennis hit him with a chair. Then that was, you know, he was near the ropes and he hit him there. They got a table. Then the fans start chanting "Save the table." I think, I don't know if they said "Save the table" or something. Like I said, I can't keep up with all the chants the UK guys do. All right, it's fun, but I can't keep up with all of them. You just have to watch that online to keep up with all those chants. Pretty much they were trying to knock each other into the table then, but they both kept dodging it. But Steve was able to pretty much take down Dennis, and he pretty much able to fucking cannonball into the table, pins Dennis, and wins the match. So wasn't a bad match or anything. Like I said, I didn't really know what was going on, but like I said before, Steve, I kind of expected him to win just being the bigger guy, but Eddie Dennis, the fact that he was picking up Steve throughout half these matches was half of the matches was just insane. Okay, it was like I said, to pick up a man that size is very impressive, and you got a lot of strength there. Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm for the NXT UK Women's Championship. Listen, I know there's been a lot of news about Toni Storm in like the past week or two, and regarding to the leaks and everything. I don't really think that affected the match. I think I may have already spoken. I'm not really going into much detail about it because I think I already said this about it before. Listen, I get it. Invasion of privacy sucks, and whoever wanted to post it on there, but even I do believe fans did kind of overreact on the photos. Like, they weren't even that bad, and then it was like, what, a 5-10 second clip online, which you couldn't even see her face, I guess, which is just her playing herself, and then I believe she deleted all her social media accounts after that when it happened. So I don't think nothing was really going to happen to Toni Storm, and like I said, she was pretty much good out here. Fans were with her. Listen, say like the fucking Paige shit, okay? That shit was on a different level. This was just, wasn't even that really bad photos or anything. Like, what, a couple naked photos and that's it. So I do believe fans somewhat really overreacted, because when I'm seeing her name trending on Twitter, number one, I'm like, why is she trending that high for, okay? And then when I saw what it was, I'm like, okay, this is kind of, you know, I don't think, like, I think people just overreacted over it in a way. I really do believe they did. But moving on to the match with Ripley and Storm, like, Ripley's a badass. Let me say that here. Rhea Ripley's a fucking badass. Just crazy. Both women were over. I would say this was a good match. I'm not gonna say it was the greatest match in the world, but I did enjoy the match though. I'm trying to just remember what was going on, because Ripley was trying to hit that riptide and trying to focus on Toni Storm's spine, because I think that was the story of it. I liked it when she was hitting some German suplexes out there, but Ripley tried, like I said, dodge into another riptide after that, because she hit it, but it was a kick out then after that. Because Storm, she was hitting like massive headbutts on her. She hit one with her Storm Zero. The first one pretty much was a 2 count. And like I said, the fans were with both of these women. And Ripley tried to hit the riptide again, but pretty much Storm dodged it. Toni Storm hit the Storm Zero for the win and she is now the new NXT UK Women's Champion. The fans did chant, "You deserve it." She celebrated with the crowd. And like I said, it was a really good match, though. I will say, I think there was some... I will say, I don't know if I saw like 2 botches out there. I'm trying to remember what they were, but I knew there was like 2 botches that just kind of did not go out well in the match and everything. But it was still a good match overall, okay? It was a really good match. Some people... Now, I did read that people were trying to say the reason why Toni Storm won this because they just wanted to, push this because of the whole photos thing and all that. But I don't know if that'd be the reason in that. But, like I said, it was a really good match, and I enjoyed it. Going to the main event then, Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey for the UK Championship. Mark Coffey and Wolfgang were with him, but he sent them back to the back. The fans chanted "Bruiserweight," and they were talking about Pete Dunne's reign of over many people. And this was a great match. Okay, you want to talk about 30 minutes of greatness out here. This was great, even though I'm gonna get into near the ending of the finish in a way. Dude, like I said, this is one of these matches where I cannot count on every spot. Like the first 10 minutes of it was kind of regular, really, but it got better in time throughout the match. Dude, I swear Pete Dunne hit so many bitter ends out there. I don't know what to say. A lot of that British strong style, multiple dodges, Coffey hitting a German suplex then. And then I think Dunne landed on his knees and pretty much had another kick. There was a lot of kicks in this match too. Dunne hit like a moonsault to the outside of the ring. Was pretty... What was that? Was pretty cool. He was able to hit that move then. One thing Coffey was pretty much start punching him then, he went like a flurry of offense. He hit it was like a power bomb on him, and he was gonna hit like a power driver, but Dunne pretty much got out of there. Hit him with a submission hold after that. Both guys are just hitting each other with they're like grabbing each other like this with like a test of strength, and they just start headbutting each other like crazy out there. Fans go nuts for both of these guys then. They're both on the ground. I think it was like a submission. I'm trying to remember which one, but I'm not sure how that went. God, I'm trying to name all these spots out here. That was just crazy. I took some notes on this, but they kept going for that finger submission that Dunne does. I thought he was gonna break his fingers like Marty Scurll or something, but I kind of knew that wasn't gonna happen. Coffey was dodging a lot of those submissions. He was really trying to escape that whole finger thing. That was like a big thing in the match because both men were on the outside then. After I believe Coffey had a German suplex on him. They were both able to get in. They just started punching and kick each other in the ring. Fans were just going nuts after that. Coffey was able to get an up hand, start stomping on him then after that. Dunne pretty much got fired up then. Pretty much rallying the crowd. Multiple kicks to the head, but there's once again, it's another one of these counter dodges right here. Coffey hit him with like a discus clothesline, but it was a kick out after that. Once again, he went right for the finger break spot, but Coffey dodged it and threw him into the corner then after that. Now, this is where I believe this was a botch, if I'm correct. All right, this is where I feel like it's almost like they had to redo this spot. Okay, I don't know if this was the first one on that, because I know because they were both on the top rope. I know both of them. No, the first one they were on top rope, they fell down. They fell down. The second one, thank God for mute buttons, but no, like I said, the first, not that spot, but I'm gonna get to it near the end into this, because it was, like I said, the match was just getting great, and I swear Pete Dunne was like hitting multiple bitter ends, but Coffey was kicking out. Now, this is near the spot where I think people were talking about that they felt like that messed the match up in a way that they had to redo it about 2 times, because I think Dunne hit like a lariat at one point, and they were both down, and One thing I liked was when Dunne had a fucking submission, right? And I think he was trying to go for his arm. Coffey picks him up like this. They go to the top rope, and he's still holding the Dunne. Like, Dunne's, like, backed up. And, like, he twists him off the top rope, going to the ground. That looked crazy, okay? That move looked insane. But then when they get back to the top rope, then, his thing. And this is where I believe that's why they had to redo the spot. And I don't know if they called it audible or anything, maybe. But they're both up there. But I don't know if this was messed up. Coffey tumbles to the ground, but Dunne fell in the ring then. Like I said, they brawled out for a minute until they got back into the ring. So they kind of redid the same spot, except both men actually went to the outside. Because before, Dunne fell out the ring. And no, that Dunne fell out the ring. Dunne fell in the ring, and Coffey fell out. Some people just felt like it just added on to the match because both guys were like tired or out there. But maybe that was a botch or a slip up, but both fell pretty much into the ring. I guess that fell out of the ring when they redid it the second time into the barricade, and then they got back in the ring because at first, like, why y'all back out to the ring after you just kind of fell out the first time? But they went back in. Once again, Pete Dunne hitting another bitter end. I swear it was like maybe 5 or 6 of these things. Coffey kicks out. Dunne does the finger submission thing, and Coffey immediately tapped out after that. I know now, and I did kind of think of this before, and someone kind of brought this up, and I thought it was stark. I was talking to my friend about it, like, if I hit you with like 6 finishers and trying to dodge a submission, why is that I'm only losing to a submission? I took all this abuse for like 30-something minutes out, but I immediately tap out to that, but kicked out like 6, 7 bitter ends. Like, it's kind of interesting. Because let me say about this, like, a lot of false finishes throughout a lot of these matches. Lots of false finishes, but it built up but tension and drama throughout the match, which, fans were just getting more and more excited for it. But I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of false finishes, though. Now, we thinking the show is over after that. Dunne celebrating the ring, and then this music plays, and it sounds pretty cool. The debut of Walter happened. The fans sing along with the song, which I guess they caught that on really quickly. Walter goes to the ring. He enters the ring, and he looks at Pete Dunne. Coffey was coming back into the ring. Walter kicked him off the apron, then looked at Dunne and just did this and put his hands behind his back as Dunne had the title in his belt. Fans chanting NXT, 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 and like I said, this mute button is a wonder. I'm sure they don't know what I'm talking about. I hope this mute button works. Assuming it does. But like I said, they chant NXT. Dunne celebrates. This was a great match though, still in general. Other than the whole botch thing, this was still a great match. Could this be should we start counting match of the year categories already in the beginning of the year? We're getting a lot of them already, okay? There's been a lot of match of the years people have been saying, especially it's only been like, 12 days in January, and I've heard like maybe 10, 11 match of the years already people are counting, and this is one of them, okay? As for this entire show itself, this was a very fun show to watch. I'm not going to say it's the greatest takeover of all time, but it was still a really good takeover. I love the tag team match, and I love the main event. That was really great. Finn Balor was a very nice surprise and had a very good match with Devlin. Finn Balor more over than he's ever been on Monday Night Raw. I would say the weakest match to me was either be between the no disqualification with Dave Mastiff and Eddie Dennis, maybe because I didn't know what was going on. But it was still a really solid, good match, though. I still liked it. The women's match was really good. Very fun match. I know people want to bring the whole controversy thing up, but that's got nothing to do with it. It was still a very good match between Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm. So we crowned 2 new champions tonight on the show. Did I really think Dunne was going to lose the championship? Not really. Maybe he would lose it to Walter, because at first I'm like, wow, he's had it over this long for 600 days. I'm like, okay, even though I just kind of felt like, some of those times it was I feel like they had to defend it anywhere. Just put it on regular NXT TV. That's why they just kept defending it anywhere. But, like I said, the show itself was good. It's NXT. UK fans just, come on, they killed it, people. They killed it. The UK fans are just very fun to listen to. So you can't really doubt what they do out there. So, like I said, this show is already in the afternoon, as it was. It was fun. I almost forgot about it. I didn't even know there was a takeover on Saturday until I found out on Raw last Monday. That's the crazy thing. I had literally no knowledge of this whole takeover Blackpool thing. I had literally no knowledge until Monday. I don't feel like they heavily promoted it that much on WWE TV in general, but it was still, like I said, unless you really keep up like with the whole UK thing, then you would know. But I did not know this till Monday, and I did not know it was even going to be a UK takeover on Saturday afternoon. But it was a very fun show to watch. I recommend watching it. Like I said, it's not the best takeovers, but it's the UK's first takeover. It was in Blackpool. It was a very fun show to watch. Like I said, the best matches to me was the main event and the tag team match. Probably a little bit more. I'm a little more fan of the tag team match though. But great show in general. But comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about NXT UK takeover, Blackpool, England. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Just give me your thoughts on it. Comment, subscribe. Once again, it's me, the HWD. Come up with the news and reviews. You know what I am, you know what I do. So it's back here, and I'm gonna say okay. I've just got done watching NXT Takeover UK. So I'm out here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Think of something for the next review though. I'm gonna be taking maybe a different way of recording things. Maybe not by video form, but let's try by podcast form. Let's try using some Audacity maybe. But I'm working on that right now. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.